My name is Lincoln. I am 6.
Lincoln's here with me, and what are we going to make today?
Play-Doh.
Yes, and being a preschool teacher for just 25 years, I have made so much Play-Doh. Did you know I was a preschool teacher once?
Yeah, in my school.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're going to read. So this is a great thing to make with kids, mainly. They can look at ingredients to read, and they can see measurements. So it's always great to cook with kids in the kitchen, and it's so much fun because this is instant. They get to play with it right away. So, what's the first thing we need? Do you remember?
2 cups all-purpose flour.
Very good. Okay, we need 2 cups. And do you know what this measures? This is a 1 cup measuring. See it right there?
1 cup measuring.
Yeah, it is. You're being silly. Okay, so we're going to take this. And of course, this doesn't have to be exact, which is my favorite part, but we'll make it pretty exact. So you put that in. And this recipe calls for cream of tartar. What cream of tartar does is make it smooth. And but I also found that alum does the same thing. And I happen to have alum instead of cream of tartar. Cream of tartar looks about the same. So it just gives it stability and it makes it nice and smooth. Okay, we need another cup from this. See if we can get it. It's a little short. I'm going to add a little bit more after you dump that in. Dump that one in. Okay, let's see what else we need. Thank you. Put a tiny bit more in because it was a little bit short. Put that one in. Okay, now we need this. How am I doing on my shirt? Okay, this one says, what does this one say? I can't see.
3 to 4 cups salt.
So 3 to 4 cups, but that doesn't really mean, it means 3/4 of a cup. So this is 1 cup, it's all the way up to 8 ounces, it's the same thing. 1 cup is 8 ounces, and then underneath it is the same numbers, look. See that? Do you see it? Okay, that's where you're gonna fill the salt up to. You don't need this, you can open that.
And dump it in.
Pour, but where do you go up to? Yep.
I don't
So
think
you have to watch. Yep, you watch just like that. And let me just show you something. This is the spout, so you're going to hold it this way. So it goes, see, because if you did it this way, look, it would be weird to pour it that way, right? This way it will come out. You have to shake it a little. You got it, or you want me to help you? You got it? Okay. And then you got to kind of shake this and make it even. Oh, I better slow down.
I think that's it.
Is that it? Let's see. Oh, is it? Is it up to there?
No.
Okay, got to add some more. Keep going. Have you ever made Play-Doh in school with your teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah? What part did you like doing?
Food coloring.
Ooh, that's what you have to do. You have to pick a color. Okay, let's see if that's right. I think we need a little bit more. You tell me when to stop. It's a lot of salt. Okay, shake it. How's that look? Pretty good? Yep, pour it in. Okay, what else do we need? This is the alum. That's this word. See, now in this recipe it said cream of tartar, but I have this alum, so we're going to use that instead. Do you know how many teaspoons? How many?
4.
Right, so we need to. So you told me this was what? Do you remember?
1 teaspoon.
No, you told me this was something else.
1
Table.
spoon.
Right, that was a tablespoon. So this is a teaspoon, smaller. So we need 4 of these. So let me just do one and you do the other ones. So I stick it in there and then I kind of shake it. Go like that. There. And another lefty, although you can do both, right? He's ambidextrous. Okay, how many are in there now? Oh, you didn't get the whole thing in. You always got to tap it. Okay.
Two.
Yep. And how many do we need in there?
4.
Right.
3.
You didn't tap it. Tap it. Gotta tap it so it all comes out. Good, you're getting it all the way full. That's perfect.
4.
There you go. Okay, put the lid on that. You put the lid on that one. So, the next thing we need is what?
2 cups.
Do you remember that word? That was a harder word. Actually, I think I read it with Theo. So that word is lukewarm. So we need some
Lukewarm.
lukewarm means, and what's this word? Do you remember?
Water.
Right. So I heated up some water, and it's just it's a little bit hot. I'm going to add some cold water to it. All right. We need 2 cups of this. So let's put it. I'm going to do this part. Okay. Oh. Do you see the 2 on there? Excuse me. Yep. Let's see if this water's not too hot. See what you think. I won't. Perfect. Okay. I wouldn't let you get burned. I wouldn't want you to get burned. Okay, so now this is the perfect time to add food coloring so that it mixes. If I added the food coloring into this, it wouldn't really get mixed. So, you can also mix this up. But is that the color you want?
Yeah.
Because I have these colors too.
Can I do all of it?
No, you don't need all of it. But you sure you don't want these? No? Okay. Okay, before you start, let's do this. Move it close to you. There you go.
Just 1 drop.
Nope, you can put a few in. Why don't you put 6 in? That's 2.
1,
3.
4, 5, 6.
Okay, I'll have you stir it and see if you think it's red enough. We can always add more. You want to add more?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Add 3 more. Great way to get math in with your kids, too. Did you squeeze it?
No. 1, 2, 3.
Yay. Okay, stir that up. You stir up that one now. Okay, and then I'm going to get this oil ready because the next thing it says is 2, do you remember that big word?
Spoons.
Slowly. Vegetable oil.
Oil.
Okay, that's this stuff. Okay, so
Is it done mixing?
Nope, keep stirring. Because we got to add 2 tablespoons of this. Now we're using the big measuring. Woo! Okay, it kind of went over, so that means I'm going to put less in this one. A little bit less. There we go. Okay, stir it up. Sorry.
Okay.
Just wipe it on your shirt. Okay, now comes the magic. You ready for the magic?
Yeah.
Okay, is everybody ready for the magic?
Yeah.
Everybody's ready for the magic. Here's what it looks like. Keep stirring that oil in there a little bit. There you go. Okay, now we're going to slowly stir in this. Ready?
It looks kind of pink.
It does look pink. Should we add a little bit more red?
Yeah.
Okay, you stir and I'll add it. Yeah, we could. We could make purple. You want to?
Yeah.
No? Okay. You want to have red. Keep stirring, you. Okay. We're really hoping this works, because trust me, I've made this where it hasn't. But we're hoping it does. Right, Lincoln?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of red.
Here, I'm going to do this part.
It's weird.
It's kind of weird. It looks pretty watery.
And
Let's see what happens. We're really hoping for Play-Doh. Are we going to get it? Ooh. It's salty. I can taste the salt, and it just was a tiny drip. And look at it. It's very wet. So you know what we need to add? Guess.
what?
Guess. Did you guess, or was that an echo I heard somewhere?
Owl.
Nope. We need
Flour.
to add, yes. But that's okay. You can always add more flour. What's harder is when you have to add more liquid. Then it kind of comes out kind of funky. I got to check my bagels. I think they might be ready, but they might not be. You keep stirring.
Keep one hand on the bowl.
Oh, they look like they're ready.
It's pink.
Perfect.
It's literally so pink.
Is it? It's okay. Pink is kind of cool too, right? Okay. It's getting there. I think it needs more flour. Do you?
Yeah.
When it all sticks together, then it's done. Let's add more flour.
Can we add some more?
Nope, no more color because we had to add it to the water. So we're going to have pink Play-Doh, which is not that horrible, is it?
No.
Okay.
Can we play with it after?
Yes, right now you can. Let's put some flour down for you. Theo, you want to come and play too? Sure. Okay.
Can you get the bag?
The bag?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What bag?
The bag of toys for it.
Oh, we'll do that later. First, just because I need you guys to knead it. Do you remember what kneading means?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's just knead it, and then we'll get toys later. So there's some for you. Yeah. Oh, you need me to move, Theo?
Oh, yeah, that's something.
Okay, you guys, it really needs to be kneaded. If it sticks to your hands, tell me,
Okay.
because then I can put some flour on your hands. Okay? Give you a little more. There you go. Play-Doh made.
It's kind of, mine is kind of still kind of squishy. And
You think
sticky.
you need more flour?
Yeah.
Good thing I have flour. This is like it. I have bread flour, but I don't have all-purpose flour. Okay. Careful.
Ugh, it's not coming together.
Let's see. So, we are going to wrap it up here. See, keep going like this, kneading it just like dough, just like if you were making bread. See, leave it right there. Leave it right there. And take this, put it on it, and then flip it over like that.
Okay.
Okay. How about you? How are you doing? Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you, Lincoln, for helping. Can you say goodbye?
Goodbye.
And Theo, thank you for helping today.
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
I used to think news is news. It's all the same, but it's not. There's a big difference between local broadcast news and cable news. See, local stations are part of my community, connecting me to local news, weather, and sports on every device. It makes sense. Get the news from the people I trust who actually live here. No agenda, no bias like on cable shout shows or social media, just facts. For news I can trust, I stay local. Support your local stations. Text TV to 52886 today.
Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Lydia. Just washing my hands. Today, we are going to make a peach pancake because I have so many peaches from this summer in my freezer. In fact, if anybody wants some peaches, go to OCTV, and you can ask, say, where do I get those free peaches? I'm serious. I'd be happy to share. So, we're going to make this little peach pancake. Peaches are here. I did thaw them last night. They kind of look kind of funky, but there's no food coloring added or anything. and they taste so good. I made a practice one this morning and it came out really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my little pan here. I've got this pan. However, you could make a really big pancake too. I'm gonna make a smaller one today. And so I'm gonna start by heating this up.
Is cast iron required?
Cast iron is not required. In fact, it's actually a little tricky because sometimes it can stick. So we're just gonna do our best and see if it all works. So, a couple other things. I'm gonna go ahead and make a batter for this, but you could use a batter that's already pre-mixed. Same thing as making your own. Well, making your own, of course, is better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and whisk 1 egg. And then I have some flour here. This is about 3/4 of a cup. So, and I'm gonna add some salt. Salt is gonna help balance the sweetness. I'm gonna go ahead and measure about 1/8 of a teaspoon's good. Maybe a little bit more. 1/8 and a half. We have to wing it, you know. How else do we make up ingredients, or how else do we make up recipes, I should say. Okay, I am gonna measure, I've said this before, I always measure my baking powder or baking soda, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure that. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon. Actually, it's exactly a teaspoon. So, this is gonna give this a quick stir, and then we're gonna add our wet to our dry in a minute here. Cinnamon, what?
Cinnamon and sugar, do those go into the mix?
You know what? The cinnamon and sugar are going in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this sugar. Now, for this, you could add any sugar you wanted. You could add monk fruit sugar. I'm actually out of it. You could add syrup to this. I do have a syrup right here that you could add to this, but I'm gonna add brown sugar today. So I'm gonna add about a heaping teaspoon to start. I'm gonna go ahead and add some cinnamon. My Vietnamese cinnamon smells so good. So good. So I'm gonna go ahead, just add a little bit of that, maybe like half a teaspoon or so. Woo. And just let this cook. So you can start this before you start that process to try to get these cooked down a little bit. And then what I've been doing is kind of watching to see how much liquid I'm getting, because I have some flour over here. And if it feels like the liquid is overtaking your pan, like you have too much, you can add a little bit of flour. But if you do that, you want to make sure that this is really hot. Otherwise you'll get clumps. So I have this heat up kind of high. Like again, these were frozen, so I want to make sure they're nice. They're not frozen anymore, but they're pretty cold. They've been at room temperature for a while, but I still want to make sure. So you go ahead and just get that bubbling and get it nice and warm. I'm going to turn it down just a minute, because of course sugar can make things burn quickly. So just going to let that simmer for a minute while I get this ready. So I'm using almond milk that I make, but you can absolutely use a dairy milk as well. Actually, I had my husband run out and get this morning because I wasn't sure I had enough of this, but I do. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to my wet. You know, just about a splash. Because when you get to this point, that's when you're going to be able to tell if you need more. So remember, this is our batter. We've added a pinch of salt, so we don't need that anymore. You could also add a little bit to this, which I did before. Just a tiny bit. It brings out the sweetness, and it will also enhance the cinnamon flavor. So now you can see that this is becoming batter. However, it's looking pretty dry, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more milk. Baking powder is going to make it rise a little bit. So, really good way to use up those things in your freezer. You could do this with strawberries. You could do it with any fruit. Blueberries would be really good. A lot of people make blueberry pancakes. You could just make this batter and add chocolate chips to it. Just a really quick batter. I like to do it from scratch, obviously, but again, you can always get a mix too. You can make this gluten-free as well. So, let's check our peaches. Okay, you see it's getting really warm. You know what? I don't even think I need flour. The batch I made before, I did add flour, but this is looking really good. So I'm not even going to add any flour to this. So now we're going to let this, and at this point you want to turn it down. And then we'll add our pancake batter. Yes, it's a true pancake. So now we're going to put this over. You may have to turn it up again after you get it on there. And I'll tell you a couple things you'll look for to see when it's time to flip. That's the big test of the day. Flipping this pancake. And I hope I don't say it's a flipping pancake because I'm worried about flipping it. But we'll see. We'll see. So you're spreading it all over your peaches. And then you're just going to let it cook. Now, here's the trick. Not burning the peaches while it does cook. So that's why you want to start out with a pretty hot pan. So I have this lid over here that I thought maybe I'd put on, but I'm going to not put it on yet because you really want it to, all of the heat to rise up and cook that. If you get some on the edge, you can always just scrape it off a little bit here. Again, the cast iron could be challenging. Only I have this is pretty seasoned, so it's pretty good about unsticking things. I did spray it a little bit too before we. So I don't know if anybody watched the episode with the peaches last summer, but yeah. I was able to pick all the peaches from the tree and froze them all, so it's so nice to have them through the winter. And typically I give them to anybody who wants them.
A lot of people watch the peaches episode.
Yeah, well, now they can watch another peach, and I hope somebody comes and gets some. I'm seriously happy to share. So maybe somebody out there will even try this recipe. I'll probably be making, I don't know, peach scone. I still have more, so I'll probably make some peach scones or, I don't know, what else can I make? Peach pie. Salsa. Maybe I will. That's a good idea. So what I typically do when I'm making, when I have an idea, is I'll look up recipes. So this, to me, I guess the reason I'm doing this is I'm challenging you to do the same. This is just a demonstration of something that I may never have made. I've actually never made these before till this morning. But the challenge is fun, and that's what cooking's all about, that challenge. So I challenge you guys to try the same. So what I do is I'll look up a recipe for peach salsa, and then I just add my twist to it, whatever. Rarely, and I've said this before, rarely do I follow a recipe exact. In fact, I looked up a recipe for this morning, just to see, okay, for just the batter, just like a plain batter, which is, and you saw how simple it is. Everybody's got those ingredients in their house. Okay, we're getting close to the flip. The reason I can tell is it's starting to come away from the pan, and it's starting to cook a little bit on the top. You can see. I'm going to bring it over to you, Kyle, so you can kind of see that it's starting. This little bubble's still wet, but it's getting there. So I'm going to keep it here a little bit longer, and then I'm just going to use my instincts and flip it when I can. And so the thing I found too, I used this little one to get it away from the pan, but I'm going to use this bigger one to do the flip. Okay. Oh no. There'll be none of this. Yeah. That's a new challenge for me. And I might not be able to use a cast iron. Because that could be, yeah. So, Okay, I think I'm ready for the flip. Are you guys ready for the flip? All right. Okay, this is always hot, so never forget that about cast iron. Your handle will be hot. They make little things you can put on, which I've bought in the past, but do I ever find them when I need them? No. So this is typically what I use. And sometimes I'll take it completely off the burner. Okay, the other thing that's happening is I can smell the peaches cooking, and if I was to smell burnt, I'd know I waited too long. I don't smell any burnt, so I'm really hoping. Maybe. I'm scared. Okay, I think this side's not quite cooked enough, so what I did was I started to lift half of it, and I noticed that it was coming apart from each other, so that's why I'm putting it back on the heat. Again, this is a challenge, you know. I'm glad it does smell so cinnamony in here, really good. Anyway, I'm gonna let it sit for another second here. Anybody ever has a question or anything, feel free to contact OCTV, and I'm sure they can get a question to me about cooking if you have one. Or if you have a suggestion, or there's something you want me to try. There's some food out there you said, you know what, I want to watch Lydia make this. Or if they want to join me in the kitchen, I would love to have you. And that means anybody. We try to recruit people sometimes. We have another person in mind we're going to maybe recruit. Okay, I'm going to try this again. I feel like I should flip it that way, but I don't know if I can do that being left-handed. I feel like I got to go this way. So, I think I might end up doing half. Let's see. Ooh, beautiful. However, we still have this half. No worries, we don't care. There you go, not bad. Looks pretty good. And I can't wait for you to taste it. Smells so good. That cinnamon's great. Okay, now this side's going to take not as much time. Most of it's cooked through. I'm going to grab a plate, let that cook for another minute. Pardon me while I get a plate. So, just to get a visual, this is a dinner-sized plate. This is the plate I'm putting on, just so you have an idea of how small my pan is. Because I have a bigger size, but this is like the perfect size for maybe 2 people to eat this pancake. Oh yeah, feeling good. So at this point, you could sprinkle on some sugar. I'm just going to do that a tiny bit. The other thing you could put on is maple syrup, of course. The other thing to sweeten it could be maple syrup. When I added the peaches, I've learned the hard way to use this. Anyway, here it comes. The beautiful pancake. Ooh. Ooh. There you go. There's the steam. I was told the steam looks really good on camera. So there it is. Who wants to taste it? They're all cheering out there. Sure, okay, one at a time, please. Of course you can taste it.
Give me a forkful.
Okay, thank you for joining me today. Oh, wait, I got a volunteer. It's really super hot. I know it's kind of big. Okay. Wait, don't taste it yet. We're gonna cheers. 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 Let's hope it's good.
It's hot. See you next time.
See you next time. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Very good.